Why are swimming pools such a nightmare? Or are they such a nightmare? I mean, that's something that you hear about, swimming pool nightmares. And I think this is a subject that I can help provide some clarity about, what is this stigma? Why does it exist? And is this something that you need to be worried about if you're thinking about getting a pool? And the first thing that I would say, like the reason why this happens, pools are more complicated than what the average person believes them to be. I mean, it's just a hole in the ground, right? What's the big deal? There's so many individual components involved in a swimming pool. Like if you break down the process, the technical process of building a pool, it involves concrete. I think we all know that, and probably some steel work, and well, there's definitely plumbing, and of course we're going to need electrical, and we're going to need like a filtration and sanitation system, and well, then there's all this chemistry and chemical management. Like there's a lot going on in a swimming pool. And if you don't operate your swimming pool properly, as in you do not maintain the chemicals properly, or you do not upkeep the maintenance items properly, you are going to have failures with critical components of your swimming pool. And that's where the nightmare begins for a lot of people. Like, if we talk about a person who owns a pool, you think everything's fine. All of a sudden, something's not fine. You get somebody in there, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, okay, here, you just need this. And they give you a quote. And the quote is so expensive, you can't even believe it. Like, the range of cost for swimming pool renovation quotes range from expensive. They start at expensive and they finish somewhere around soul crushing. So it's definitely, if you are blindsided by swimming pool repairs, that is a nightmare. And again, this all ties back to the complicated technical nature of swimming pools. And I like to compare it to cars. It's something that a lot of people are a little bit more familiar with and they appreciate the technical complexity more. So let's say we're not talking about a swimming pool anymore. We're talking about a Mercedes SUV. Pretty nice ride, right? Well, would you want a second-hand Mercedes SUV where the original owner was misinformed about maintenance and they were under the impression you don't change the oil in these cars and you don't do maintenance and you don't change the spark plugs or timing belts, or when things start to squeak, just drive it anyway? Would you buy that Mercedes from that person? Because if you did, I'm pretty sure that you would end up having some Mercedes related nightmares. And this is not a problem with Mercedes SUVs. This is a problem with the complex technical nature of this product and then failing to maintain it to the standards that it needs. That's where the problem starts. So let's say that happened. You ended up with a huge renovation quote and you're like, I can't afford this. Let's just not even use the pool this year. That's not an option. If you have a problem with your pool, you have to attend to it. And you can't just elect to not use your pool because the problem continues to get worse. Further to this, most areas have rules about you must operate your swimming pool. You can't just have a stagnant bacteria and parasite laden swamp in your backyard. There's usually city bylaws about these things. And even if there wasn't, you still shouldn't want that. And so you're kind of forced into it, having to do this expensive repair. And you're like, you know what? Forget it. I don't even like swimming that much. Fill it in. And then you're very upset to learn that that is also a very expensive proposition, depending on the type of pool you have. Like, what if you have a big concrete pool? And back when that concrete pool was built, like you had farmers' fields behind your house. No worries. Big equipment gets in there and builds the pool. But now you're covered, in the middle of a subdivision or something like that. There's no access for heavy equipment. And now you have to pay an army of laborers to come in there and take that pool out stone by stone. You can't just leave the pool on the ground and fill it with dirt. I mean, some people do, but again, there's usually bylaws against that. So again, your hand is forced here. You've got the super expensive repair. You can't ignore the pool. You can't cover it. You can't fill it in. Like, that is the nightmare that people are talking about, is they'll end up buying a house that has, like major problems, integral problems with the pool. They didn't know that they're there. All of a sudden they have to do them. And then you find out stuff like, let's say you have a skimmer on your pool, but that skimmer is broken and it's going to be a bunch of money to fix it. This is the next layer to these nightmares, is that swimming pools are so complex. They're comprised of technical systems which operate in conjunction with each other. When one component breaks down, you can't always just replace that component. Sometimes you have to replace other things as well. If you had a skimmer and your skimmer's broken and you need to replace it, well, if you have a vinyl pool, you're probably going to need to replace the liner as well. A very skilled hand could maybe do a skimmer swap on an existing vinyl liner, but I think we could all agree it's less than ideal, and there exists the possibility that it's just not going to go, especially if the liner's older and there's no stretch left in it. You're going to need to do the new liner. And then you get told by the installer, well, you know what, this coping needs to be replaced. And you're like, what the heck? I thought I just needed a skimmer. And it's like, well, you do, but you need a new liner, and the liner hangs from the coping. And if the coping looks like it's on its last legs, well, I'm not going to hang a new liner and coping that's going to be broken in 2 years. And this is how it happens. And it can be especially bad for concrete pools because the integral components that are tied together there are very expensive individual components. And again, they're all tied in together. You can't necessarily renovate one without renovating the other ones. And I'm talking about, the coping around the top of the wall of a concrete pool, or the tiles on the face of the perimeter, or the interior surface, or the structural shell itself. If you have a problem with one of these components, you probably have to do the surrounding components as well. And that's how a small problem like, oh, I got a couple tiles falling off of my pool, turns into a $50,000 quote to renovate your pool, and they're telling you you can't ignore it. So this is what happens with swimming pool nightmares, is that you can get in over your head by underappreciating the technical nature of swimming pools in general, buying older ones that have unknown problems, but it's even still more complicated than this. Why is it such a minefield? Why is, other parts of your life aren't like this? Like, you don't have every third house you buy burning down because of poor electrical work. And this is because there are more standards for things like plumbing work, electrical work. When it comes to swimming pools, by and large, it is an unregulated industry. And especially if we're talking traditionally speaking, going back 10, 20, 40, 50 years, there were no rules. And I'm telling you, no rules for how people built swimming pools or for the people who built swimming pools. And you never really know what you're getting when you're digging up an old pool until you dig it up. And that's part of the problem. You could even go through all the steps. I hired a pool inspector. I hired a building inspector. I hired 5 pool inspectors, and I still have this $50,000 repair bill. It's because nobody can predict what those yahoos did when they were building this thing. Like, you have no idea the ridiculous amount of things that you can find buried in the ground in and around a swimming pool. It could be that they just you go to dig up something and you realize, oh, they plumbed your entire pool with galvanized steel pipe. Is that a bad thing? Yeah, as it turns out, it's a real problem. We need to dig out your pool, break the deck up, replace every pipe in the pool. Like, it's a nightmare. And again, this all stems from a very complicated, largely unregulated industry that deals with a highly complex product that is very technical in nature, requires very specific care, very specific maintenance items, and it's very hard for you as the homeowner or the pool owner to get definitive information about, like, well, just tell me what I'm supposed to do so I don't get screwed and I'll do that. It's hard to find that information because where are you located? What kind of pool do you have? Who built it? What standard did they build to? If I took 3 modern day pools from different areas of the country and put them next to each other, they'd be entirely different. The way they're built are different. The filtration systems are sized differently, different plumbing materials. In one area, you'll have fiberglass pools. In another area, it's only vinyl pools. Like, the industry is sharply divided, and it's very confusing, and it is a minefield for homeowners. And that's why with swimming pools, more so than other aspects of your life, you need to vet your decisions. You need to interview contractors. You need to contact references. There is not a step that you can take which is too much to try to protect your interests and your financial investment when you're talking about having a pool installed, or especially buying an older home that has an existing swimming pool. Because again, there can be pretty serious problems. They can cost you a lot. They can be hard to find up front, even when you're taking the right steps to try to protect yourself. If you found this information helpful, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.